Hello, I'm Jake Bugg, and this song's called Love Me the Way You Do. Try to find a way to Kingston Town. Try to find any way how. Oh, baby, why would a girl like you want to love me the way you do? I hope someday you'll be mine. I hope someday you'll be by my side. I want to hold you and kiss you goodnight. But oh baby, I'll be on the next flight. I'm flying high on through the sky. I'm gonna try and kiss my baby goodnight. It seems so mad, but I want her so bad. Oh, hear me, girl, I'll give you all I have, all I have. 1,000 miles away from here. Don't you go and don't you disappear. I wanna feel your skin against mine. Hold you in my arms, dear, all on through the night. You know I love you, love me the way you do. Love me the way you do.
Jake, welcome back.
Thank you.
Does it seem a long time ago since that day in 2010 that you came through the door?
Yeah, 12 years ago now, isn't it? Yeah, it seems like seems kind of like just yesterday, but it also, yeah, it feels like a long time at the same time. So, yeah, bizarre, mixed feelings.
What do you remember about that night?
I didn't really know what to expect, really. I remember bringing my cousin Grant. He carried my guitars for me, and I think up to that point I'd played some pretty questionable shows and venues. And I remember after that session, my my cousin Grant said, "You never play in those venues again." But yeah, I remember it was a great experience to come and play live on the radio. It was pretty cool.
I should point out this is the exact studio. We've changed the angle a bit, but it's the same studio, so you are home again. Mm. I think what was interesting was, as Grant was saying that to you as you were walking down the stairs here, I knew that something special had happened that night, and I felt something that I'd not experienced really, been here for a long time, but I just sensed that something big was going to happen. And it was like something was just right in the air that night, I think.
Yeah, it was funny because I remember you said to me that the next day I'd probably start getting requests from people for management, and that's exactly what happened. I think that I opened up my Facebook the next day and I just had messages from people interested in managing me and working with me, and yeah, it was I didn't think it was going to happen that quick from when you said it. So yeah, that was a pretty amazing moment for myself.
And then quite quickly after that, a number of things happened. I remember you ringing me one day and you were disappointed because you'd been turned down for a festival called Glaston Budget, which is it's for people who don't know, it's largely a tribute band festival, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a funny experience because I did the audition. I got the email the next day to say that they wouldn't be using me at their festival, which is at 16, 17, it's pretty heartbreaking news to get, especially when you see the lineup is covers covers bands and things like that, you'd like to think you'd have a spot somewhere, but that wasn't the case. And and the next day after that, I got a phone call from the BBC asking if I wanted to play the introducing stage at Glastonbury. And I remember ringing you and incredibly excited. I think I even got my words mixed up and shouted that I was going to be playing Glaston Budget. I was that excited.
Yeah,
I didn't even realise I was playing the actual thing.
Exactly, they've accepted me after all. I'm like, Jake, it's not Glaston Budget. This is the big one.
Yeah.
And then it all happened quite quickly. And what I remember about you at Glastonbury is that I think it was your first festival that you went to, wasn't it? Never mind playing.
Yeah, first festival I went to. I think I even camped that weekend, and I think that put me off from festivals forever. But, playing there was an absolutely incredible experience, especially when you saw some of the people that were on those stages at the time. I think Ed Sheeran was the first act on the Friday as well, and, he'd just blown up massively, and he was playing that stage as well. So, it was incredibly exciting at the time, and for the opportunities that were on the horizon.
And BBC Introducing at the time were doing this thing called the Masterclass that you went to. And that was for new musicians to meet all elements of the industry, really. What did you learn there?
It was an incredible experience. And I think just to be in that presence of so many musicians in the room, most of them are older than myself, and we're in bands that were, touring around the country and stuff. So to be in a room full of those people, and also in front of people that were actually heavily influential in the music industry, whether that be people in radio or in the record labels, just to be in their presence and to be able to get my music across and give them CDs, it was amazing. And I think just those experiences, you can take a lot away from and try and build upon them.
At what point do you think you realised that you were starting to get well known? Famous actually, but let's just say well known. Was there a moment when you realised the penny suddenly dropped?
Not really, no. I think, to be honest, it probably wasn't until a week before the first album came out. We had no inclination of how well the album was going to do until like the midweeks, and then we saw that we were top in the midweeks, and that was pretty crazy to me because I had no idea how well the album was going to do that well, and there were just most of the songs that I'd either wrote in my bedroom or growing up. So for the album to come out then was just incredible. And then the week after I went to America and toured with Noel Gallagher, so I kind of got away from all the kind of things that were going off back home and just started fresh again, all in a new country.
Well, let's talk about the album for a moment, because it was released on the Monday from memory, or the weekend anyway. And I remember there was a lot of talk at the time about the fact that Leona Lewis, do you remember this?
Yes.
Had released her third album on the same day, and her previous two albums had been number one. And then the midweek chart came out, you're absolutely right, and you were number one.
Yeah, and that was crazy, because obviously I'd seen Leona Lewis growing up on television and her being on TV a lot, so to be competing with somebody like that at the time was just surreal. And I don't think Simon Cowell was too happy, but that made me even more happy, to be honest.
Well, I remember my local supermarket, they flooded the checkouts with Leona Lewis CDs. The actual checkout, they're all physical copies started to appear. I'm thinking, someone's getting worried, Mr. Cowell. Yes,
I think he was getting very, and I think somebody in the NME asked him if he liked Jake Bugg, and he said, "What's that?" So I think he knows very well of my presence, and no, he was not very happy. And the funniest part about it was all the Leona Lewis fans giving me all the hate. It was like, and I'm like, why? What? I'm just supposed to sit back? I'm, a 17-year-old kid. It's just supposed to sit back and let her have a number one. No, it's not. It doesn't work like that. And it was a surreal moment.
And you were responsible for the proudest tweet that I ever sent, because the night that the chart came out, and I found out in the middle of the day, which I'll talk about in a moment, I tweeted, Nottingham's Jake Bugg becomes the youngest British male solo to debut in the album chart at number one. And I still fill up now when I say it, because it's a big moment.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing to have, and I'm sure somebody will come along and take that stat away. But yeah, it's one that I'm pretty proud to have, and thank you very much for all the support as well, because I think that's what a lot of people don't see. It's all the people that really want to help you to live your vision and achieve your goals and your dreams, and that can't be done with just myself. That goes to people like yourself and many other people that have helped me as well.
Jake, welcome home. It's good to have you back.
It's always a pleasure.
In this studio where that amazing event happened that night, which I don't know. Words can never quite. Can they? Words can never quite sum it up, I don't think. There's just something so indefinable about it all.
Yeah, I think that's when I really found my love for Rolex as well, I think. So.
And I noticed watching the video, you've got your coats on the back of a chair, wasn't it? And then it was shown on national TV, that session was.
What?
I think, it was. What was it? I don't know when it was shown, but it was shown on national TV, and I think, why didn't we spot that Jake's coat was on the back of the chair?
It's probably like, it's probably nice in a way. I think if I would have overthought it, or I probably would have been a bit more nervous, and it probably wouldn't have came out as nice as it did. So yeah, probably a good thing.
Jake, thanks for tonight.
That was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Hello, Jake Bugg here, and this song is called Simple as This. I've been in search of stones, making up the pavement of less traveled roads, mining for treasure deep in my bones, but it only brought me down. Went looking for reverence, tried to find it in a bottle, came back again, high on a hash pipe of good intent, but it only brought me down. Tried institutions of the mind and soul, but it only taught me where I should not go. Oh, and the answer, well, how could I guess? Could be something as simple as this. Could be something as simple as this. Traveled to each ocean's end, saw all 7 wonders, trying to make some sense. Memorized the mantra Confucius said, but it only brought you down. Tried absolution of the mind and soul, but it only taught me what I should not know. Oh, and the answer, well, how could I miss something as simple as this? Something as simple as this. I've been falling, crashing, breaking, all the while you stood here waiting for me, girl. Liberation of my own free will, but it left me looking to get higher still. Oh, and the answer, well, how could I miss something as simple as this? God knows how I could have missed something as simple as this.